Hey, how's everybody doing? It's the Indigo Mystic here. It's been a minute. I took down my other videos because unfortunately, being in this position that I'm in, I have a lot of stalkers. So, just for any of y'all that might want to get wild, I don't know, show your ass a little bit. This is Betty.
On YouTube, you can oftentimes stumble across videos that at first glance seem innocent and innocuous. Like this video, for example.
I've been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how love. Maybe.
Just a guy being a dude, an L fella, singing away. And you're watching this and thinking to yourself, hell yeah, Crypt Keeper.
Drive by with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind.
Then you learn just a little bit more about this guy, YouTube channel Plasma Master Don. And it turns out he is a pretty dark secret, like being a possible child sex offender dark secret.
Wow. Sounds like someone could use a cookie. Hey, Damien. Have a cookie, bro. Calm yourself. Chocolate chip and peanut butter.
This was theorized, not confirmed, but he looked real similar to a Donzel Owens, who, in Ohio in 2019, was arrested for sexual imposition against a juvenile. Sexual imposition, by the way, is when a person engages in a sexual act or sexual contact with another by compelling the other person to submit, or as part of an induction, initiation, ceremony, pledge, hazing, yada yada yada. It's pretty disturbing and pretty gross, and then this guy is singing the hits on YouTube, and people are, more please. Plasma Master Don passed away in December 2020, 1 month after his final video. And then on the other hand, you got these clips, right from Mountains High. This was posted November 22nd, 2017 by Tomek Makowicz, climbing Nanga Parbat, a mountain that's part of the Himalayas. Tomek from Poland was a very skilled climber, won and was nominated for plenty of awards.
Hello everybody, I am now at the moment in the Sir village, close to the Nanga Parbat mountain. As you know, already 5 years here trying to climb Nanga Parbat mountain.
He posted frequently on his channel of his travels around the world, conquering mountains. But there was one mountain in particular that he was focused on and obsessed with climbing and beating, Nanga Parbat. He had been trying for 5 or 6 years to beat it. And 2 months after this final video, that mountain, it beat him. He vanished while climbing the mountain in January 2018. He was last seen bleeding from his mouth and his nose. His body has not been found. Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike. And just like those clips you saw, today we're going to be looking at a number of YouTube channels, each of which holds a dark secret. We're going to do this one iceberg style, where each channel will be darker than the one previous, but I mean, we're not going to start off here with rainbows and unicorns, my friend. But before we do, if disturbing stories for the dark are your kind of thing, please subscribe to see new ones every single week. Now, you and I, let's give it a go.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another stream, and this one is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones because I have some things that I'll get to. If you let me talk, I'll get to it in a minute. So we're live, we're playing co-op. We have Evan right here. What's up? How are you doing?
Pretty good, man.
So I have some things. Hold on a second.
In late September 2025, YouTube removed a channel called VinnyBat118. It was a channel which mainly featured Let's Plays and streaming of MLB The Show and GTA. YouTube removed the channel because streamed live on September 30th, 2025 was this, simply titled Join Up.
I don't need negativity in this stream, so everybody's getting timed out. I'll explain what happened, but I'm not going to do it with people.
Two girls.
Okay, you know what? Now I'm really thinking if I should really do this.
I don't need negativity, buddy. You ran over two girls.
There's now no more live chat, because none of you know how to act. All right. It's funny that, let me explain something real quick before I get the stream going. The more you guys engage in the chat, the more you give me engagement, and I get paid for YouTube.
I'm not one of them.
Just letting you all know.
Hi.
In a neighboring town, unfortunately, two girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation going on over the internet. But I will say this. I wish my sincerest condolences to those two girls lost in that tragic accident. Okay?
The tragic accident he's referring to are the deaths of Maria Niotis and Isabella Salas. I say deaths, but they were both murdered, allegedly, by Vincent Bataloro, this very streamer.
It is an absolute unfortunate situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting. But when the time comes, I will explain it in greater detail. I'm not authorized to talk about the whole thing. I'm not going to give you any more information, but I will say this, okay?
In the small town of Cranford, New Jersey, lived best friends Maria Niotis and Isabella Salas, both 17 years of age. Maria, originally from Rhodes, Greece, worked in a local cafe and dreamed of being a cosmetologist. Isabella, a lifelong resident of Cranford, and was known as an extremely talented singer. On September 29, 2025, they were both riding e-bikes just after leaving a school function. That was when they were both struck and killed by a 2021 black Jeep Compass.
One of those teenage girls has now likely died, and the other is in very bad condition. And police, according to sources, are looking into whether this was intentional. Now, let me tell you the scene here. Those teenage girls, according to witnesses, were riding their bicycles around 5:30 in the afternoon. That's when they were hit by an SUV. Now, witnesses and neighbors say that SUV continued down the block. I'm going to step out of the way here. We also have some video that we can show you of the front of that SUV. You can see the bicycle is still embedded in the hood of the car.
The driver fled the scene but was swiftly apprehended. Hard not to notice the damage to the Jeep. And of course, the driver was 17-year-old Vince Bataloro. Vincent allegedly drove at 70 miles per hour into these two girls as they were on their e-bikes, hitting them both, killing them instantly. He was detained that very night, as it wasn't exactly hard to find him, before being released. He was released initially after being detained, as he claimed that his car had been stolen. He hadn't been the one behind the wheel. As lies go, it's pretty poor. But then the following day, as the authorities got their ducks in a row, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. It was between his detention and arrest that he posted this 20-minute long YouTube livestream. By the time he went live, word had already spread, and the comments and the haters, as he would call them, were coming quick and fast.
If you hate me, you hate me. If you don't, you don't. I figured I'd make a statement about what happened. I really don't even know if I should be streaming this right now, but if you don't see me streaming for a little bit, you'll understand why. But this will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I will get this sorted out.
So why? Why did he murder these 2 young women? Well, according to the family, he'd been stalking and harassing one of the girls, Maria Niotis, for months leading up to him murdering them both. The family said he was planning this, killing them, for ages. In the months previous, Maria Niotis' mom had called the police multiple times, as allegedly Vince Bataloro would park outside Maria's house and refuse to leave. When streaming, he would taunt Maria and her mom. He would order pizzas to their house as a prank.
I'm going to call Domino's and I'm going to have a pizza sent to her house, and I'm going to tell the guy the driver will be paid cash at the door. I think you're hungry. We're going to send you a pizza. Okay? It'll be cash at the door.
Numerous reports were made by Maria Niotis and her family, the neighbours even, as he was hanging around outside. Police were called to the Niotis house, as he had allegedly made swatting attempts 2 separate times. The first time police believed Vince was responsible but couldn't prove it. The second time, they literally saw him sitting in his car outside the home. And why did nothing ever happen to Vinny Bats? Well, it was helpful that his dad had worked for almost 3 decades for a local police department, and his uncle was chief of police for like the next town over.
Let's just say my dad figured out a loophole to that.
It appears that Vince and Maria may have been in a relationship, and he didn't take too kindly to them splitting up. She had or was in the process of getting a restraining order, and Vince was threatening to release nudes of her. It's not even clear if they had been in an actual relationship, by the way. And it seems like he may have been generating nude photos of Maria Niotis using AI. AI, the amazing tool that makes everyone's lives worse. It was her accusing him of sending nudes of her that really drove him over the edge. This would lead to the school making Vince take a savory assessment, basically a test used to determine the violence of teenagers, how likely they were to do it, and all that. If he didn't take that assessment, he couldn't go to school and would be expelled. I'm not sure if he did end up taking it, but if he did, he would have failed with flying colors.
They're still making me go for a savory assessment. I have absolutely no clue why. It's stupid, it's unnecessary, I've shown no sexual deviancy and no violence. And we've tried to appeal the decision, and apparently that decision can't be... Which doesn't make sense, because, oh, we can appeal the school expulsion, but we can't appeal a savory assessment. That I don't find to be making any sense. We hold the card. No, you don't.
I really think there needs to be more done to address mental health in the state. Because, I don't even know how to explain this, dude. I've been bullied, ridiculed, and stuff over false allegations, okay? Over this whole thing about things that have happened in the past. There's more to this story. It'll come out in the future.
Watching this live stream and the allegations he's talking about, him murdering 2 people, it just makes you more angry. Because he really believes he's the victim, of course. He's been bullied, he's blah 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 blah.
I really think New Jersey needs to do a better job addressing this mental health crisis, because I've been through way too much. I'm a nice kid. I'm 17 years old with a good family by my side.
Mental health is a very important topic, but he's not really the one to talk about it. Is he? I mean, he's literally knows he's about to be arrested for murdering 2 people, so he's already getting his defense, he's cranking that up, he's getting his gears grinding.
I do wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls that were the victims of an absolute senseless tragedy, and my heart goes out to their families at this time. I don't plan to go anywhere anytime soon regarding streaming, but again, if I do end up taking a hiatus, I'm telling you guys why. So,
he'll be taking a lot more than a hiatus, as he's now facing 2 charges of first-degree murder. Folks, you know what, there is a chill in the air, and it's time to be cozying up to horror movies and pumpkins and all your favorite things that you gotta love about fall. But here's something that will make your autumn sound just a little bit better. This whole video sponsor Raycon and Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds. It's Raycon's anniversary. Congrats! And the Essential Open Earbuds are stealing the spotlight. They're 30% off. My best friends, Raycon, of course, and my second best friends, Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds. They're just mandatory, day in, day out. They make everything just smoother and cooler. And hotshot, you want to know why? Well, Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds, they keep your ears open while still delivering that Raycon's brilliant crystal clear sound. They sit comfortably outside your ear canal, so you can stay aware of traffic, coworkers, or wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you'll always know what's right behind you. Hey, it's getting dark out. With these, I can listen to my music and ain't no ghouls or goblins sneaking up on me. I can hear you. Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds. I can hear what's going on around me, but still listen to my tunes and tsunamis in crystal clear sound. They've got a super lightweight design that never feels bulky, even after hours and hours of wear, which I mean, I'm going to be wearing these all day. And here's the kicker. Raycon's quality rivals the big premium audio brands, but at half the price. Plus, over 3 million customers already love Raycon, and they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee, so if you don't love them, returns are easy. But you're gonna love them. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/chapteropen to get 30% off the Essential Open Earbuds. That's buyraycon.com/chapteropen to get 30% off the Essential Open Earbuds. Thank you so much to Raycon for sponsoring this old video and keeping the show going. Now, let's get back to it. The channel Giannis Paraskakis 1 featured a young man who seemingly was very much into Qigong, sort of a meditation and movement. He was mad for it, this fella, Giannis. He was also mad for something else, according to himself, when he needed to blame something else for what he did. What he did was pretty horrifying. In the year 2019, Giannis Paraskakis was 27 years of age, son of a priest, and was living on the Greek island of Crete with his wife and 2 children. He worked as a sheep farmer on the island and a carpenter, he had a bit of land, and posted videos like this of him performing Qigong. He also had a second channel where he posted videos of him exploring Crete. But he also posted this video, which has since been removed from his channel, but you know, it pops up elsewhere. Nothing's ever really deleted off the internet.
Θα βγάλω και ένα βιντεάκι για να ανεβάσετε στο YouTube. Μπορείτε να δείτε ένα μικρό δείγμα. Επειδή δεν βάζω τώρα τις κατάλληλες κάμερες και αυτά, θα πω με ένα φακό μόνο και με την κάμερα του κινητού. Θα δείτε. Είναι μέσα αρκετά μεγάλο, συνεχίζει πολύ μέσα, θα μπω μια μέρα για να σας δείξω πως είναι και από μέσα. Εδώ πέρα ήταν που είχα πέσει, που δεν ακούω καλά.
This video was from 2016, and it appeared to show Giannis exploring a cave on his land with a friend, a cave very few people were aware existed. It had been used during World War II, and that was it. Disturbingly, there were a lot of bones littering the floor of this cave, some of which seemed larger than just sheep that ended up in there. And unfortunately, it was more than just sheep that ended up in that cave. In 2019, a 59-year-old American molecular biologist named Suzanne Eaton was visiting the island of Crete to attend a conference. She was in Chania, which is a city on the island. Suzanne was living at the time in Dresden, Germany, working at a research institute there, and she was married with 2 children. Suzanne was a professor of microbiology and very distinguished in her field. She had awards and honors to her name. Her childhood role model was Spock from Star Trek, so it's not surprising she entered the sciences. Suzanne was originally from Oakland, California, her career taking her around the world. Along with her educational accomplishments, Suzanne was also a talented pianist, avid runner, and a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. However, it was shortly after arriving on the island that Suzanne completely vanished from her hotel room. She was last seen actually playing piano in the lobby of the hotel where the conference was being held, having a great time with all of her colleagues around her. She was last seen on the afternoon of July 2nd, 2019, shortly after attending one of those conferences. And after that, she completely vanished. Nobody had any clue where Suzanne Eaton went. The alarm was soon raised, and gaining access to her hotel room, well, they found out that her running shoes and her running shirt were missing. So they immediately thought, well, she went for runs every day. She was a very avid fitness person. She ran, she did Taekwondo. So they just assumed she went off for a jog sometime this afternoon. But she was not returning from that jog. It was getting pretty worrisome, as you can imagine, at this stage. And left in her hotel room was, her phone, her passport, her wallet. So she was clearly intending on coming back. She ain't coming back. The police were soon informed, and volunteers set out. The search began for Suzanne Eaton. Her husband Anthony and her two sons, Max and Luke, both flew into the island trying to find her. The search lasted over a week, with hope of finding her and discovering what had happened dwindling and dwindling. That was until two searchers stumbled across a cave. A cave 7 miles from Suzanne's hotel room. This particular cave.
Θα βγάλω και ένα βιντεάκι, για να ανεβάσετε στο YouTube. Μπορείτε να δείτε ένα μικρό τουνέλ. Το φύγιο. Είναι...
Searching inside, past a wooden pallet that had been used to cover the entrance, they found the body of Suzanne. The body had been dumped there, and it was a pretty horrifying scene. And leading to the cave were tire tracks, so she had been taken there. Suzanne had broken bones, ribs, facial injuries. She was also found to have male DNA on her body, and her cause of death was asphyxiation. As tire tracks were found leading to the cave, all nearby road cameras were checked to see what vehicles had been in this area, around the time when she went missing. That, was about over a week earlier on July 2nd, and it was found that one white sedan was seen around the time when she was seen jogging. That led authorities straight to Giannis Paraskakis, and it was when he was being questioned by the police, he confessed, straight up to the police what he had done. His story simply went that he was driving on the road and he saw her jogging, and he was just overcome with a need to kill. He said he was motivated to do, the act from watching too much hardcore pornography. It wasn't his fault. It was the pornos that forced him to do it. And then he said it was done in an act of despair, that he drove his car into Susan. He hit her twice as she was jogging. The second time hit her in the head, and then when she was out, then he picked her up, put her into the trunk of his car, and he drove to that cave. Susan had broken bones. She had a pretty strong concussion at this stage, so even though she was a black belt in Taekwondo, she was in no position to fight back. He assaulted her 3 times outside the cave before dumping her still alive body down one of the ventilation shafts that led in there. It was in that cave where she asphyxiated to death. His DNA, the CCTV, and this very video showing him inside the cave where she would later be found helped police and the prosecution prove that he had been the killer of Suzanne Eaton. Initially, the only defense he could mount was that he had been possessed by demons and had to follow their orders. But then he would change that swiftly and say the whole thing was an accident. He never attacked her, he simply hit her accidentally with his car, then got scared and had to dump her body in the only place he knew she wouldn't be found. Nobody bought that, you can probably guess. 5 women would come forward, saying he had tried to do the very same thing to them, attack them. They had just gotten lucky. Suzanne hadn't. At the end of the trial, Giannis Paraskakis would be sentenced to life in prison. On March 25th, 2009, a video was posted to the YouTube channel GunnarRuner87. It's the only video, to date anyway, that's still on the channel. The video is titled Jatning min til Hildar, which is not only me butchering Icelandic, but it also means my confession to Hildar. That's Gunnar Runar Sigthorsson, 22 years of age when this video was recorded, and it's to a childhood friend of his named Hildur, who he was madly in love with. There was just one problem. Teensy problem. Hildur was actually engaged to a much older CEO of a confectionery company in Iceland. He was named Hans Helgason.
Hæ, þetta myndband ætlað henni Hildi. Þetta frekar erfitt fyrir mig að segja, það var rosalega feimin. En Hildur stelpan sem búin að fara með hverjum helgi, næstu hverjum helgi. Og hún án efa sérstakasta manneskja sem ég nokkuð tíma heilt. Ég verð svo ótrúlega glaður bara að vera nálægt henni, það ekki meira. Og þetta ætlað þér, því að ég held sig orðinn ástfanginn með þér. Ég veit það mun örugglega vera svolítið erfitt fyrir þig. Þú virðist hafa frekar átt með stráka í fortíðinni, en ég rétt að vona að ég verði ekki svo sami, eða að segja ef þú vilt fara út með mér einhvern tíma. Það eins og ég segi, alltaf hægt að prófa. Þú þarft ekkert að vera hrædd. Ég brotna ekki það auðveldlega. Ég þótt ég lítur ekkert rosalega töff út, en það alltaf hægt að breytast. Ég veit að þú ert að jafna þig eftir frekar leiðilegt ástand með þínum fyrrverandi. Ég veit nú að það nokkið ekki skama að tala þar, en ég bara segja að ég hér og ég vildi vera viss að þú vitir hvernig mér líður gagnvart þér. Og ég segi að ég gjörsamlega edrú, en ég hef enga afsökun til að neita þessu ef eitthvað gerist út frá. Og ég mun ekki neita þessu. En ég varð að koma þessu af mínu hjarta. Ég get ekki ímynda mér að eiga. Þetta ólýsanlegt. Allavega ekki getið lýst betur. Þannig að ég ætlast ekki til að þú svarir mér neitt rosalega út af þessu. Ég elska þig.
Now, it seems that when Hildur saw this, she asked him to take it down. He didn't. You know, his declaration of love was not reciprocated nor appreciated, but they still remained friends. And I don't really know why you would leave this up if you kind of got, shot down in such a fashion. But then, this is when the kicker comes in. Over a year later, in August of 2010, Hildur and Gunnar were out at a party at a nightclub, and they were out and they were drinking, and Hildur asked Gunnar to take her home. Take her to the home she shared with her fiancé, Hans Helgason, of course. Gunnar didn't do that. Gunnar instead took her to his own home, and she was passed out drunk. He put her in his bed. That was it. He did give her a kiss while she was sleeping, which is not cool. But he just left her there and then went down and slept on his own couch. The following morning, Hildur woke up in his bed, not too appreciative of that. She was even more surprised when she got to her home and found her fiancé butchered. Absolutely butchered. Hans Helgeson was stabbed to death, their home covered in blood. It was this video which led police to Gunnar. They found it suspicious that he took Hildur to his home, not to her own home when she asked to be taken home. So her fiancé would be alone, and Hildur even began to suspect he had drugged her. Had he been preparing this murder of, the fiancé of the woman he was in love with for over a year? His declaration of love didn't work. Maybe good old-fashioned murder will work. Police eventually matched a bloody shoe print found at the crime scene to one of Gunnar's, and he was arrested, finally confessing to murdering Helgeson. He would say he threw the knife, the murder weapon, into the ocean off a pier in Reykjavik, and the reason he killed was that he was just madly in love with Hildur, and he thought Hans wasn't good enough for her and that she should be with him. He would plead insanity during his court case, and a psychiatrist's report would say that he truly believed that Hildur was in love with him and that he planned to murder as soon as he posted that video. He had been planning on murdering Hannes for 2 years, and he was obsessed with a lot of people around him. At trial, Gunnar was found guilty and sentenced to 16 years in prison. He was released in 2019. What did he do? His first thing as a free man? Well, you can probably guess. Tinder. He was a romantic after all. And here's a TikTok from 2021.
Minnstu þú ekki frænda minni það? Jú. Og þú bara laus? Ég laus. Þetta er fucking ógeðslegur. Ógeðslegur.
With Iceland only having a population of about 400,000 people, Gunnar Runar probably gets that a lot. Posting on YouTube back around 2021 was a channel called Indigo Mystic. It was ran by a woman named Jessica Worsham of Georgia. Back in 2021, Jessica was 43 years of age and posted frequently to the platform. She was making up for her lost time as she hadn't actually been a user on YouTube for a terribly long time.
Hi, it's the Indigo Mystic here. I just wanted to really get on real quick, and something was on my heart, and I wanted to say while I had it on my heart. A lot of people don't like my mouth. And they never have. Actually, my nickname as a kid was Jabberjaws because I never shut up. And I don't really talk a lot. I'm kind of a quiet person, but when I do, I just talk a lot. So I was just thinking about that and how it just gets on people's nerves, the truth, and when people speak it. And it's a very powerful thing, your voice.
She posted a lot, like a lot. And as you'll often see with people who have this descent in their mental health, they tend to post frequently, like really frequently, as if they have these thoughts in their head that they just need to get out into the open. Jessica, Indigo Mystic, was very much that.
I think I said in a previous video something about my dreams being prophetic, and that I said the devil was afraid. Well, I want to tell you about my dream. It's not a very long dream.
She obsessively vlogged about court battles, being evicted, her ex-husband Sean, the judge, the sheriff, whoever she thought had wronged her.
Hello everybody, it's the Indigo Mystic. Toodaloo. Today I wanted to talk about the voice. Okay? And our voices, like I've said in previous videos, are very powerful. Okay? And what we say can actually affect our reality, okay? It can affect our bodies, and it can also affect other people. And so what you say and the word.
See, after Jessica split from her husband, she took their 2 kids and moved into a friend's house. The deal she'd agreed with this friend, the friend had this house and they were looking to sell it, but until they did sell it, Jessica and her kids could live there rent-free. Now, I'm guessing they did this arrangement as they didn't think it would take as long to sell that house as it did. It took 3 years. Jessica and her 2 kids were living there for 3 years, rent-free the entire time, and when the friend finally did manage to sell the house, Jessica took them to court. As you can imagine, Jessica lost that court battle. And that seemed to be the starting point of the descent of Indigo Mystic. Jessica was unemployed, had 2 daughters, and later in 2021 was in the middle of a pretty bitter custody dispute with her ex-husband Sean, and she posted a lot about that also. Her ex-husband was arguing that her deteriorating mental health sort of made her unfit to be a mom, her erratic behaviour, and the fact that she had not enrolled their children in school. All of that led to the judge ordering her ex-husband be granted custody of the children. Of course, this judge would also be named in plenty of Indigo's videos.
Hello. Guess who? Well, you guessed right. It's the Indigo Mystic. This message is for Judge Mingledorf. I mean Dingeldorf. I mean Mingledorf. I don't know, cause you're such a dingleberry. I honestly don't know what to call you anymore. This is for you. You're in regret, right? Scared, can't sleep at night, up all night. Maybe having ulcers. Yeah, that's right. Good. I'm not gonna back down, motherfucker. And I know you know who I am. And the only reason that you're retaliating like this and coming after me is because you're afraid. Because that's what cowards do. Hide behind paperwork and the law. The law, which means shit to me.
Throughout it all, you never get the feeling that Indigo Jessica is the victim, even though she very much would want you to believe that she is. She claims people are taking her home and taking her kids. She still manages to come off incredibly sinister in all of her content.
I'm mouthy. I'm disrespectful to the authority. And this goes for, this message is directly to the court affiliates, secret society people, and anybody, trying to come at me. Where are you? I know you know where I'm at. I don't see you nowhere. So what's the problem? What you waiting for? So come on. Ooh, my ears are ringing like crazy right now.
Indigo believed herself to be a psychic, a witch, an occultist, who could cast spells and hexes on those all around her. As you do. If you made her shit list, she was going to abracadabra the shit out of you. But she also had a backup plan, in case her hexes didn't work. And that was a gun, named Betty. Pretty solid backup plan there.
Just for any of y'all that might want to get wild, I don't know, show your ass a little bit. This is Betty. Alright? Get a good look. Now, any of y'all that think y'all might want to come at me, I got something waiting for you. And that's not a threat. That's a promise.
And while she seemed convinced that her magic spells were working, overall, it seems like she was more prepared for plan B than plan A, and hoping for that eventuality, as you will see. She really seemed to believe she had these powers. Like in her earlier videos, she seemed to speak of them in a positive way, creating the whole Indigo Mystic personality and channel as a way to reach out to those around her who might be, into that sort of thing. But that's not what happened at all. Instead, she devolved into these delusions, believing she was being targeted and stalked, gang-stalked by whoever was in her head. In her videos, she spoke about judges being in secret societies, of human sacrifices. She was aware of all this via telepathic means, of course, and you can see how this would have a horrifying ending for Jessica.
Anyway, this message is for Benjamin Green.
Benjamin Green is a judge, by the way.
I know you watching me, and I know you're scared. And you should be. Dingeldorf, he's too scared. He's too scared to even try to communicate with me telepathically, but you're scared, aren't you, Benji? Ben. Good old Benji. You used to be a good person, didn't you, Benji? You did. You used to actually have the desire for justice, and the desire to do good by people. What happened? What happened? Did you let the greed of the world get to you? Did you let that secret society that you're a part of talk you into all this stuff? Did you let harm come to those that you were supposed to protect and serve? That you took an oath to protect and serve? What about the children? And you know what I mean. Those that you've sacrificed for your glory. What glory do you have?
When it escalated, and boy did it escalate to verbal and physical altercations with family members, with people she lived with, Jessica, Indigo, would have her children record the incident. This is one incident she had with family when she was living with them and they kicked her out.
You are such a lying bitch. Look at what you're doing to your daughters. You are
Look at what you're
making
doing
them
to
crazy.
us. Look
You
at
are
what you're doing
making
to
them
yourself.
crazy.
Get
Don't
the
fucking
fuck out of
touch
my
me.
face. She hit me first.
Stop it.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm just trying to get my See? Thank you.
She actively got her own daughters into these altercations, into these situations that seem pretty horrifying.
Hey everybody, it's the Indigo Mystic here with my family. Hi everybody.
And it seems definitely right that the father should have custody of the kids. She's not the right person they should be living with.
My girls hate y'all so much, like that all they do is just, I don't even have to bring it up, and they have dreams about y'all, and they wake up just begging me to never let them go to y'all. So, yeah. Not that I would anyway. They're mine. Mine, 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 M-I-N-E, mine.
In September 2021, Indigo posted this video hours before a court hearing with her ex-husband Sean.
I'm actually going to court today against some people that are trying to take my children from me. The same people that took my home from me. the Jackson County court system. Yeah. They took my home from me and put me and my children out on the street and made us homeless. And now they're working against people to take my children from me. So we're going to court today. And I'm going to need you guys to do some major praying for us. And honestly, for them.
In that court hearing, he would be given custody of the two children. Then later, at the courthouse, she had another outburst in front of the courts.
My name is the Indigo Mystic. Jessica Worsham. My children, because of circumstances that have happened previously, refuse, absolutely, right, to go inside.
Jessica didn't actually go into the courthouse or attend the hearing. The judge gave custody to her ex-husband, Sean. And that was when Jessica went on the run with her two children. She secretly took her kids on the run with her in Georgia and kept posting more and more videos, threatening anybody who came after her, threatening the judge, her ex-husband, basically anybody who entered her head.
I've been training for a long time. Hand-to-hand combat, Russian martial arts, Muay Thai, Karate, and a few other things. I can throw knives. I mean, I can do pretty much whatever I set my mind to. So, yeah. It ain't cocky, motherfucker, if you can back it up.
She even got the children to say some pretty horrible things about their own father who only wanted the best for them. She'd successfully brainwashed and brought her children into such a horrible environment.
Why are you doing this?
Because you're gonna ruin their lives.
I'm gonna ruin their lives? How do you feel about him?
I think you're disgusting. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion and not hers, so I hope you please understand that, because we're sick of you trying to take us away from our mother, and
he said I'm gonna ruin your lives.
We really hate you, so why don't you just shut the hell up?
However, the culmination of the Indigo Mystic saga was when again she had her children film videos. This time it was an altercation with a family she was now living with in Houston, Georgia. This was November 5th, 2021. What exactly the fight was about is unclear. Indigo's kids are crying and scared, and the family demanded Jessica and her children leave.
Keep recording. Are you recording? Make sure you get their faces. Get their faces. You are a psycho. You are absolutely out of your mind. And so
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
Here.
Eventually calling the police. A few minutes later, the two kids are upstairs, and you can hear what sounds like Indigo, Jessica, at the door saying, shoot me, to the police. They shot her. A warning about this clip, folks. According to the police report, it was at about 9:20 p.m. that a 911 call was made to the house, reporting a domestic incident. The homeowner is wanted. Someone out of the house. That's someone being Indigo Mystic, Jessica Worsham. Jessica was renting from this family, but if you can imagine such a thing, they didn't want her around them anymore. When police arrived, Jessica opened the front door to them, holding Betty in her hand, pointing it at the police. It seems she opened fire first, hitting one of the responding deputies. The other deputy then opened fire on Jessica, shooting her dead as she stood in the doorway.
This morning about a woman killed in a shooting involving an officer in Jackson County. The GBI says a Jackson County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed 43-year-old Jessica Worsham. It says officers yelled instructions, but she ignored them, then started shooting at the officers Friday night. That gunfire hit and hurt one deputy who is now in critical condition this morning. Another deputy returned fire, killing Worsham.
The deputy Jessica hit, it would end up being fatally so. That was Deputy Elena Marshall. She would pass away 3 days after being shot by Jessica. The Indigo Mystic channel is still up, though all videos have since been removed from the channel by Jessica's children. In 2022, on a video which documented the Indigo Mystic saga, one of her children commented using the account, writing, "I removed her videos yesterday due to disrespectful comments and viewers. My mother wasn't crazy. She obviously had mental health issues and was not doing well. COVID and being quarantined took a toll on her and caused her to go on a downward spiral. She thought that shooting the officer would solve everything, even though it didn't. The court has failed us multiple times, so her anger towards the court was reasonable. I'm not saying she was a saint, she was far from it. Her behavior wasn't excusable. She only did what she thought was right. The comments about her being nuts and crazy are unneeded." Jessica certainly had mental health issues, that is for damn sure. The real tragedy in the story, though, of Indigo Mystic is that she took her kids and Deputy Lena Marshall straight down with her. And there you have it, folks. That is the number. What number is that? I've lost count of how many these darkest YouTube channels I've done, but it's certainly a number. I keep thinking I've found all the craziest ones, but more crazy ones just keep appearing. I don't know how they do it, but they somehow figured it out. Because I've already found enough for more of the darkest YouTube channels, so look forward to that. But that'll be a couple months down the line. Until then, though, thank you so much for watching, folks. It means a lot that you're here. As always, if you're looking for some more That Chapter, you can check out the That Chapter Patreon. $2 a month gets you early access, ad-free, all videos, Patreon exclusive videos, and Discord and such. Or you can check out the That Chapter podcast, where every Monday we post a brand new podcast exclusive story on all podcast platforms for free. So check it out. But until then, you know what? Take care of each other and yourselves. Because I love you. Mike out.